Yo, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing back at it with another boxing video. So, USA Olympian, silver medalist in the 2021 Olympics in Tokyo. Keyshawn Davis out of Virginia. I believe he's from the Hamptons area, somewhere over there. Well, this kid faces a wily veteran Mexican, Juan Burgos, you know what I mean? And Keyshawn Davis comes into this fight. I believe he was like 5-0. And he did his thing in there, you know. He did his thing, you know what I mean? Applied the power punches, fought from a distance, you know what I mean? Showed different variations of angles, you know, and had the man Juan Carlos Burgos back on the ropes for the majority of the fight, at least the first 3 rounds, you know what I mean? Juan Carlos Burgos was getting hands and gloves put on him straight up and down by Keyshawn Davis, you know. In the fourth round, the man, Juan Carlos Burgos, started to fight back, started to let his hands go. You know what I mean? Looking for opportunities for a counter punch, you know what I mean? But Keyshawn Davis stayed the course. Actually, this was an eighth rounder, his first eighth rounder, you know what I mean? And he was actually going for the stoppage from round 6 on till the 8th round. He tried to stop the man Juan Carlos Burgos, you know what I mean, applying big pressure power shots, you know what I mean, teeing off to the body, teeing off to the head with the left hooks and the strong, stiff jab. You know, but this Juan Carlos Burgos ain't no slouch, man. This is a guy who's fought a lot of fellas, you know what I mean. Even fought the prospect who I believe fights tonight, Xander Xavier. I remember him back in the day, fought Mikey Garcia on HBO. He's fought Devin Haney. So this is a guy who ain't going nowhere, a guy coming into this fight with 43 total pro career fights, as opposed to Keyshawn Davis, who's coming into this fight. This was, I believe, his 6th fight of his career. And Keyshawn Davis did not get the stoppage, but he looked impressive to me as far as, going up against a guy who has almost 3, 4, 5 times more fights than he does, doesn't get the stoppage, but he puts the man Juan Carlos Burgos on his resume, wins every round on my ledger as far as my scoring card, and he does his thing in there. Big ups to Keyshawn Davis. Now, he says he's ready for all the lightweights in the world. I'm not quite sure if that's the case, you know what I mean, as far as the top tier lightweights in the division, you know what I'm saying? I think he's still got stuff to improve. Like I said, he is a silver medalist. I'm not too sure how many people really give him a whole lot of credit for him being a silver medalist, considering he was already had professional fights under his on his resume. You know what I mean? He had already been turned pro, signed with Top Rank before he went into the Olympics. And that's one thing I'm not very fond of. I don't want to see no professional American fighters going into the Olympics, especially after having started their pro career. But that's neither here nor there. That's behind him. He got his silver medal. He lost to the Cuban Cruz. And I wonder if Cruz turned pro, because I remember I made a video sometime earlier this year that the Cubans are going to be able to turn professional. Time will tell, but Keyshawn Davis does his thing. I see the kid Bernie the boxer in his corner. You know what I mean? This guy trains with fellas like, what's the kid's name fighting tonight? Terrence Crawford, you know what I mean? In high altitude more times than not over there in Colorado Springs. And time will tell. We'll see what Keyshawn Davis does. But when they asked him about all the lightweights, if he's ready to step up, he got all hype and all that, but he didn't name anybody, which is probably a good thing. You know what I mean? He don't want to get himself into no trouble calling out guys that he's not really ready for at the moment. But he is a silver medalist. So are they fast-tracking him? I mean, this is his 6th fight. He's already fighting an 8th rounder. So we'll see what's really good with this guy. Maybe 12 fights in, 16 fights in, whether he'll be ready to be accelerated to world title contention. Be Marsh Boxing, your thoughts and comments. I'm out of here. Peace.